Amigos, how are we? Long time no see. It's been ages because I haven't made a video because I've been too busy. But part of that's because I don't have time to edit videos. But I came up with a really novel idea. Don't edit the videos. Genius, right? So let's try something a bit different. Let's see how we go. Look, my webcam's looking pretty potato, but you got to deal with that. And it's all in a good cause because we're talking about catching grunter. And grunter are one of my favourite fish to catch. They get big, they fight like stink, and they taste delicious. So what is not to love about them? Yeah, we get some pretty good grunter at my local. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. So this was an interesting day. We'll get back to that in a little bit. We'll start watching. We'll see what's going on. So doing a bit of trolling here. I think I probably got a atomic shiner on. Oh, hit. Get it, son. Sink bar. Come on, sink. There we go. Got him. The old cabbage tree pumpkin line. Get stuck in. Anyway, you can kind of hear the wind got blowing. It was not a fun day. Well, it was a fun day, but the conditions were not great, okay? We've been out for a couple of hours. We launched in the dark, so imagine sitting out, windy, pitch black dark. I got the raincoat on because I think there was some rain predicted. And it was just not the nicest. Yeah? My butt was like sucked into the seat a few times because you get a big swell hit you and you get a bit tense. So yeah. Come on, get him up. Get a bit of run there. Come on, get him up. Probably hear my dog running around in the background trying to fight a peach seed. Yeah. So here we are, getting stuck in. So this is not like here. I think I'm fishing like 20 in terms of line and leader, and the rod's like about 5 kilos. So this ain't no 1 to 3 kilo bream gear, right? Like it's putting a decent bend in the rod at times, and it's running. So this is, it's not light gear. So come on, get stuck. Oh, there he goes. So a bit of swell hitting. Oh, some rocking and rolling there. Bit of light going on. So if you haven't filmed with a GoPro, okay, so GoPro's got a really wide angle lens so that you can have it up nice and close and sort of catch everything that's going on. But when you see those weird photos where people are like holding out fish and they look huge and they're all distorted and stuff like that, a lot of that time is because they're taking pictures with the GoPro. And the GoPro makes things that are really close look big and things that are far away look really, really small. So if you're filming more than like a meter or so back, everything looks a lot smaller. So, you don't get a good impression of what's going on. So the chop here it doesn't look that impressive, but it was pretty decent and it was uncomfortable, and it was really quite an interesting day because we'd gone out. So with a few mates, we'd gone out. We probably had usual sort of 5-hour session, and I got back and checked the old social media, and there was a few posts like, "Oh yeah, get out there! It's perfect conditions for kayaking in the bay." And I was like, "Hey, hang on a minute." I was sitting out there bouncing around in the chop and waves and dealing with the wind, all that sort of thing. It wasn't the nicest, and I called it, and yeah, I got accused of being a bully, but kind of is what it is, hey amigos. But, sometimes from the shore it looks okay, but once you get out wide past those groins and out past the protection of like the headlands and the banks and stuff like that, can get a little bit nasty out there. So just be careful. Don't get me wrong, I'm not out there like fearing for my life or anything like that. Nothing that dramatic, but if you're not used to it, it's not the greatest. It's not a lot of fun, and it can be quite uncomfortable. But sometimes you just got to send it and get the fish, right? Let's get back to it. Pumping. So you can hear the wind in the background, still bouncing around in the chop. Come on, get him up. So with grunts, they do fight really hard. They don't give up. They'll keep going, and sometimes you think you got them beat, you get them to the side of the yak, and they will just charge off. They're not gonna bust you off on the reef or anything like that. So sometimes you just got to take your time and roll with it, and you will eventually get them up. Oh, is that fish there? We've got a bit of fish action maybe. Oh, going for the net. I don't know. I don't think this fish done it because I think this one's almost done. But these grunts, like often when you get them up to the side of the yak like that, and you think you've got them beat, they'll take off again. But they'll take off like out around the kayak, and they'll try and fight you underneath the kayak. So people go on about, oh, you need a short rod for a kayak, so that when you've got the rod up at the side of the yak, it's easier to net it and you're not high sticking the rod. Yeah, look, that's probably true, but the other problem is when you've got a fish like this that's going to go back and around and all this crazy fighting stuff, you want to be able to get the rod out around the nose of the kayak. And if your kayak's too long that you can't get your rod out around the front, the fish is going to essentially be fighting you under the kayak. Okay, and you're not going to want your line running up under the kayak and back and around and all that sort of stuff. You know, you can turn around to try and do that, but it's so much easier to just put the rod out around the front and then start fighting it again. So let's get back to it. Let's see what's going on. Got him in it. All that drama for what? Hello, dog. All that drama for that thing. Don't get me... Okay, it's a solid fish. Don't get me wrong. It's a good size grunter, but they do get a lot bigger than this. So out there, like, we'll pull them in up to about, I don't know. I think my bigger ones have been up to almost up to that 70 centimeter mark. I think I know of a few that have been a bit bigger. But it's a solid fish, right? Like, I think this one's about a 55. So old Adski on the go. Come on, you can hold it out further than that. Come on. Gotta make him look nice and big. What's the point of catching a fish if you don't make him look nice and big so you can post it on Facebook, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I kept this one. I don't keep a lot of fish, but if I do, they're grunter because they're delicious. And you do get a lot of meat off them, like particularly those bigger models. If you are going to release them, yep, get them in nice and close. Come on, show us what's going on. That's a terrible effort. Come on, like tuck those fingers away or something. Jeez. Yeah, if you are gonna let them go, make sure you try and like deal with them pretty quick because they do go all out, and when you get them up, they're pretty much stuffed. So you need to try and get them back in. If you do, again, if you are releasing them, get them back in the water. Maybe try and swim a little bit. They do tend to kind of like flip and go belly up sometimes, but you can get them going again. Just try and hold them up. Maybe swim along, give them a push back in the water, and they'll usually take off. I have seen them sometimes, like they'll go belly up and they'll just sit there, and as soon as you get them back up the right way, they'll sort of swim off fine. So they do go gangbusters, but that does take a lot out of them. So if you want to release them, make sure you try and get them back in there nice and quickly. They are a bit of a schooling fish. So I haven't ever seen them like sitting all schooled up like you would with snapper and stuff like that and picking them up on the sounder. You will see the odd fish on the sounder and stuff like that, but you won't. I don't tend to see them as big school, but if you catch one, chances are there's a whole bunch hanging in that general kind of area. So keep working around in that area. If there's one, there's more hanging around, and you can often catch a few. So this one was so that one was caught trolling a hard body. You can catch them all sorts of stuff. Might save that for another video. I think I've got some other videos catching them using different techniques. But you can get them on plastics. You can catch them on different styles. But yeah, different video. Yeah, I think we're done. Like different video. I hope you liked it. If you kind of like the video, let me know. It saves me time like editing and stuff like that. And yeah, get out, catch some grunter. Go find them because they're epic fish to catch. Righty, see you later, amigos.